Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Friday, November 2nd. And one thing on the time lapse from yesterday, you'll notice that we begin to add to the pile once again, and you can see it tarped up, kind of interesting. Not a real busy day yesterday, but we still managed to take in about 60,000 bushels of corn despite all the rain off to our south. We stayed high and dry here, and I think that'll be the case right down through much of Saturday. So I think these next 2 days we're going to see a tremendous amount of corn trying to get done, and maybe even some soybeans tomorrow if we're lucky. As far as the headlines go, again, the rain across southeast lower Michigan, and there was a lot of it, into southwest Ontario will quickly dissipate and move off to the east as that system pulls away. But beginning Saturday night, looks like we got a pretty rainy period of different probabilities and intensities right into the middle of next week. I think most areas by next Wednesday or so will probably pick up another inch of rain, if not more in some areas. Doesn't look like a huge storm now for early next week, but we still have to watch that. Right now we think there'll be two separate systems that'll be not really merging or joining forces to make one big storm. So we'll have a couple periods of rain, I think, as we get into Sunday night and Monday, and then again as we get into Tuesday night, higher probabilities there. But again, it's going to be a pretty soggy period coming up. So hopefully the next 2 days we can knock out a lot of acres. As far as the normals for today, our normal high is 55, the normal low is 36. And if we look at the conditions around the area yesterday here in Breckenridge, we had a high of 48 and a low of 40. Lots of clouds, but no precipitation. And just off to the south, as you get down towards Middleton or to Henderson from there south, we began to see some light rain. No measurable amount at Middleton, but wouldn't be surprised if the roads got a little bit wet in that area to the south. But again, the heaviest rains across southeast lower Michigan. Sunrise this morning at 8:15. It'll set tonight at 6:28. If we look at temperatures around the area this morning, in the mid-30s to low 40s, a warm spot over in Brown City at 41, Lakeview, the cold spot, at 36. If we look at the precipitation that fell yesterday, you can see since midnight some of the areas that have picked up rain, again, southeast lower Michigan. And as far as the storm totals, look at Henderson, 0.13 of an inch, about 0.2 in Lansing. But then you get up closer to a third to a half inch over in the Thumb area, the northern Thumb area. But down in southeast lower Michigan, Blissfield, 1.68 inches of rain. The winter Jasper at 2.1. Tupperville picked up an inch and 2/3, 2 inches of rain at St. Thomas, and an inch and 3/4 over at London. So very significant rain across the southeast part of the state over to southwest Ontario. And again, lesser amounts until you get up into the mid-Michigan area, which we forecasted would have a good chance of being dry. And that certainly has helped out harvest yesterday, even if only a little bit. But it'll set the stage, I think, for a pretty busy day today. And I think Saturday is going to really rock with lots of trucks coming in. On the satellite view this morning, you can see those colder cloud tops now off to the east as the front moved through, and we have some leftover showers across southeast lower Michigan, but these were rapidly weakening on radar, and you can see how quickly they begin to dissipate across the area, and this area up here of the north now reaching the ground in most areas. And if we look at the weather map this morning, you can see that low pressure system responsible for the heavy rains across the area off to our southeast. Now moving to the northeast up into New England, high pressure will take over and give us some pretty decent weather over the next couple of days, but already we can see some energy beginning to try to press some precipitation in here as early as later on. This should actually be Saturday. And then finally, as we get into Sunday, we're going to begin to see a mixture of rain and even maybe some wet snowflakes mixed in there. But by far the heaviest precipitation, I think, will begin as we get into Sunday night into early next week, maybe even extending into the middle of next week. As far as the overnight runs of the models over the next 7 days, you can see most areas picking up between a half inch to as much as an inch and a quarter across southeast lower Michigan. And again, we'll see what the 12Z, I'm very anxious to see what the 12Z run shows to see if this area is going to weaken just a little bit more, if we're going to see a more intense rainfall across the area. I think it's going to be most areas will see at least an inch of rain here between Saturday night through next Wednesday as it looks right now. As far as the forecast goes for today, again, the rain showers across southeast lower Michigan will move out. We'll see temperatures mainly in the 40s, upper 40s today and Saturday. And then as the warm air tries to press back towards the area, we'll see temperatures rise to the low and maybe even the mid 50s by the time we get into next Tuesday. But with that warm air will come some moisture as we see lots of rain of different intensities off and on right on through next Wednesday. So a very wet, soggy period coming for late Sunday into next Tuesday, but also including maybe Saturday night as well. Thanks for stopping by and have yourself a great day, a great weekend, and 73s to all.